much should you be spending on Facebook ads? Guys, if you're a trade business, then what a lot of people do is they will jump onto Facebook ads. It's fairly self-explanatory, which makes you think that you can do this yourself, right? Now, with a bit of training, perhaps you can. But guys, you are going to need the training to do this. Now, there's various online courses on YouTube and other platforms that will essentially teach you how you should be setting up a Facebook ad. But let me firstly talk you through the ad and then talk you through what you're probably doing wrong and how much you should be spending on your YouTube ads if you're a trade business. May that be a joiner, a spark, a landscaper, a plumber, whatever. Right, so let's talk about your ad first, right? If you're doing this yourself without any training, you probably are wasting so much money on what we call negative keywords, right? So you won't know what are negative keywords in your industry. Let's say plumbing, for example. So when I, as a consumer, go in, when I'm looking for, let's say I'm looking for a new tap, for example, and I just want to see taps. I've already got a plumber arranged to come and do my bathroom or kitchen, and I just want to look at a new tap. So I'm going to type into Google something taps. Now, if one of your keywords, for example, is taps, or perhaps even, well, it will be bathrooms or kitchens, there's a good chance that you, if you're advertising on Facebook, are going to, or if I'm talking about taps, are going to come up on my feed. And I'm going to click on that, and that's going to cost you money. Now, depending on, talk about budget. In fact, before we do that, we'll talk about the actual ad itself. So guys, you need to be, with a Facebook ad, you need to catch the attention of the consumer. So that's why you'll see things like homeowners in Glasgow or garden lovers in Leicester and this kind of thing, because that's what you call the heading. That's designed to capture my attention. Remember, I'm the consumer. You know, so that's what's put in place to capture my attention, to get me reading, to get me clicking on your ad. So that's, you need to effectively make your ad stand out. And obviously the best way to do that is a visual. Yeah, a good, solid picture, which ideally tells a story about what you're offering. Okay, and it normally is, especially in certain industries, it's like for example landscaping, windows and doors, solar panels, that kind of thing. It normally involves a nice bright image of a nice bright roof with a nice sunny day with beautiful solar panels glistening on the roof, that kind of thing. And then attention homeowners, or do you want to save money on your electricity bills or whatever? And then start talking and make it as interactive as you can with emojis and whatever. That's going to capture my attention and get me to click on your ad. The more people that click on your ad, yes, it costs you more money, but that tells Facebook that people enjoy looking at your ad. Facebook will then open up to more people. You'll get more clicks, which will boost the algorithms and mean you are now in front of more people. Does that mean it costs you more money? Yes, of course, but that's okay. Effectively with Facebook, you actually want to be paying more money as long as it's set up correctly, because the more money you pay, the more people you're in front of. Now let's talk about your ad spend and how much you should be spending on Facebook ads. So what a lot of people do, especially trade business, they throw a few £100 at Facebook ads. Guys, that is going to get you absolutely nowhere, right? With Facebook ads, unless you get lucky, right? But with Facebook ads, you really do have to go all in. Now, back to the start of this conversation, you don't want to go all in if you don't know what you're doing, because you're just going to waste money. So you need to do some form of training on Facebook ads before you go all in and throw a grand, 2 grand, 3 grand a month at Facebook ads. Now stick with me because you don't have to spend 3 grand a month. Okay. So back to ad spend. Most people will throw a few £100 at this, right? And guys, what happens, right? In certain industries and at certain times of the year and in certain locations, there's hundreds of companies competing for that top spot, competing for Facebook to show me, the consumer, the ad to buy their product or service. Yeah. So let's go back to landscaping. So in landscaping, in the summer or springtime, landscapers want to get booked out for the summer. So they're all going to be advertising in March, April, maybe even February. Right, what does that do? It boosts up the cost per click of your Facebook ad. So for example, I know landscapers who are getting leads for like 20 quid, 15, 20 quid. But I know landscapers who are paying £100 for a lead. on ads. So you can see how much it varies, right? But if you, let's just say it's costing you 50 quid a lead. Let's be fairly conservative, but not too cheap either. If you throw 200 quid at Facebook, that's going to get you 4 leads and you're wiped off Facebook for the month. Right now, 4 leads, guys, Facebook leads are generally pretty low quality across the board. Of all it, unless you're doing small end jobs like fitting light bulbs and stuff like that, then yeah, you could probably make a living that way. But if you're trying to sell solar panels or boilers or patios or whatever, guys, 200 quid's just not going to cut it. You're going to get 4 leads, of which at least 2 will be rubbish. And if you're, unless your conversion rate's over 50%, you're going to get at least 1 deal from that. Now, remember though, if you're a standard tradesman and not working with a business coach like myself, your profits are already pretty low. So we've now taken 500 quid plus the time it's taking you to go to the appointment and whatever off these low profits. So your profits, which were probably already low, are now £500 ad spend less than they were. And that's why this doesn't work, throwing 2, 3, 400 quid at Facebook. Okay, you really, if you, let's just put that in a comparison and say that you spend 1,000 quid, so 5 times more than 200 quid on Facebook. You're going to get, so I said what, you get 4 leads. So let's say you're going to get 20 leads. You're not. You're going to get more than that because again, back to the algorithms. The more Facebook show it, the more people like it, the lower your cost comes down. And guys, that is how you should be spending on, or how much you should be spending on Facebook ads. Guys, it's a complex system. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And go back to the start of this video, that's exactly why you need training, right? Because Facebook platform is fairly self-explanatory. I mean, Meta and Ads Manager can be pretty complicated for most people, but because you, especially Instagram, for example, Meta, because you can press boost and then just say 30 quid, 40 quid, 200 quid, whatever, it's easy, isn't it? But again, that's not the way to do this because yes, you'll get some leads, but you'll waste a hell of a lot of that budget. You really, really need to either one, go and do some training, or two, get a Facebook ads manager in to set up your meta, to set up your ad, and to run your sort of platform throughout the month. He or she is then going to be able to report back to you with metrics that tell you exactly what you're spending, exactly what you got for that, and more importantly, the ROI, return on investment. Darren, you spent 500 quid, but profit-wise, you made £3,500. Job done. Guys, like anything in business and in marketing, if you spend £1 and make £2, that's good business. Have a good day.